What's up, guys? The red light is on. It's Wednesday night. It's Ben and Bananas. I'm still in Dallas, Texas, but at least I'm in my Airbnb. Elle, where are you?
I'm sitting in the kitchen. Grant abandoned me with the puppies tonight, so I have to watch Crazy Pants. So we're not in the studio. Nobody's in the studio tonight. This is we're early. It's crazy. We're all over the place tonight.
Grant gets fight news and then he can just do whatever he wants. Is that what he's doing?
That's kind of how it works, you know.
So Grant and I do a UFC card break yesterday. So cool. Literally, the last card is his refractor. Elle, I'm going to see you next week. He's going to sign it. And I think we're going to give it away to a great fan. So there we go. Then we had so much fun. The best cards I've ever got, by the way, Elle, the best ones. I got one pack left. So me and you will open up this last pack tonight.
Deal.
All right. So that's that. Guys, UFC Vegas 94 is the reason why we're here. A female main event, Lemos versus
Verna Jandiroba.
Jandiroba. I almost got it. Jandiroba?
Jandiroba.
There we go. And that's a really good fight.
Oh, yeah.
It stinks that it's the main event and people are hating on it because it is a really good fight. If it was on a pay-per-view or a co-main on one of these fight nights, I would love it. It's hard as a main event, but it is what it is. But it is a really good fight.
It's hard as a main event until you look at the rest of the card. and then it makes sense. Like it makes sense. Like it's the highest contender fight on the card. Yeah. You know?
For sure. It's better than what we're gonna get 3 weeks from now when it's Spivak versus the guy with the half haircut. That's a main event in the heavyweight division. It's gonna be horrible. But guys, let's get into it. By the way, HKA bottom bananas 20% off. There you go. Elle, we do it all the time. Let's win some money. That's just kind of, if you don't want to say it's your best bet, but let's pick one fight on the card. We're like, okay, we got to go there. I like this fight. I like this over under. Where are you looking at for kind of like your best bet?
The best bet on the entire card is going to be Steve Garcia. I think the lines should be quite a bit wider here. The thing about, let me not mess up his name, Sang Woo Choi, the thing about him is he has fought some really tough guys in the featherweight division, like Movsar. And I think people have forgotten about that because it's been a while. You know, he fought a lot of tough guys really early on in his career. And he does have power as well, but he doesn't have the boxing, I believe, that Steve Garcia has. Steve Garcia, if you go and look at him, like if you ever go pull up his Tapology, he has a really interesting story. The dude fought on Contender Series at bantamweight, missed weight by quite a bit, but fought at bantamweight and then made his debut in the UFC in the lightweight division and stayed in the lightweight division for quite some time and has not really come into his own until he went back down to 145 and has really looked phenomenal here with some really big finishes. And he's beating really good guys like Chase Hooper. And man, I don't know if people know this, but if you go back to right before he made his UFC debut, he fought at 145. He fought Shepe Mariscal and knocked him out, who is an incredibly tough dude who is now doing very well in the UFC.
Very well.
So if you really look at the full story of Steve Garcia, he's better than he is on paper, than people think he is on paper. And I just feel like he has such a complete game. And also, I'm sorry, my phone is doing crazy things. He has such a complete game and he's super dangerous on the feet. So I definitely think that Steve Garcia, I think he's like minus 145-ish last time I looked.
Yeah.
Great value in my opinion.
Great value.
But I also really think he's going to win inside the distance. I feel like Choi he's going to come in and he's going to come forward and be aggressive because he is that style of fighter as well. And these car crashes are only going to just help Steve Garcia land a big shot. So I love him by finish, but I believe minus 140 is great value on its own.
Absolutely. I love that. It's funny you mentioned Chepe. Chepe will be on the Fight Bananas feed tomorrow with our guy, James Lynch. So there we go. And guys, in literally 40 minutes, Boxing Bananas, our guy, John Radford and Raymond Roberts will be live with Boxing Bananas. We need like a feed. We need our own app We need something out.
We need a calendar, Dave. I'm just kidding. We have one, guys. I promise.
Okay, we have one. That's off air stuff. Okay, can we leave some stuff off air, Ellen Dawson? All right. There's a lot of fighters on this card that I feel like you and I talk about that are we talk off air and sometimes we talk on air that it's hard because maybe they're not UFC caliber. There's 5 that I think could be their last fight in the UFC. So just throwing that out there. Would you say it's puts more fire under their, because I do think if one loss, they're getting the pink slip. Do you think they're going to fight better, or do you think that's just the caliber they're at? And, it is what it is.
It depends how they're matched up here. Like, I think that's the story is there are guys where I think they'll fight harder for sure if they know that they're on their last legs. But if they're being used in that position to build somebody up and coming who's really talented, I just don't think it makes a difference at that point, So it really depends how they're matched up. I think there's a couple of those guys that are kind of matched up together in a couple instances. Yeah. So I think that makes for a really fun fight,
Yeah. One fight I would love your take. It's on the prelims. Maybe it could be the fight of the night. It's Brian Kelleher versus Cody Gibson. I think that could be the fight of the night.
That was honestly a fight that jumped out at me. I think you're right. I think Cody Gibson has had a tough time transitioning into the UFC from the Ultimate Fighter, and Brian Kelleher, he's getting a little bit older. He's always an exciting fighter, and he always has power. So I definitely see that being really fun. I actually don't have a pick. I don't. I genuinely don't. I think Gibson has the reach advantage, but I don't think he always uses it very well. And Kelleher is a heavy pressure fighter, so it's gonna be fun.
All right. How about the co-main event? Brad Tavares. It's been around forever. Even the UFC. The UFC doesn't do it. It's usually other MMA outlets that do it. It's like 2012, 2015, what they looked like 2020. They did that for Brad Tavares. He's been around for that long. In the co-main event versus the Iron Turtle, what do you think about that fight?
Sean has some thoughts, it looks like. He said, let's go Iron Turtle. Man, I feel like this is kind of a Caesar. The puppy is trying to get into the food. Caesar, no, sorry. Let's see. Brad is a little bit of an underdog. I think this should be a little bit more even. Oh gosh. Okay, it's just a towel. He can have that. I'm sorry, the puppy is.
You gotta go. We got you.
No, he's good. I was like, what is he?
I was locked outside the Airbnb for an hour and a half. It's all good. Guys, I got this show. I'm gonna go to the main event. To me, it's the best fight of the card. Guys, when this fight was announced, I was leaning all on Verna. I think me and Ellie even talked to who was it? Was it with Maddie or maybe with Jillian? I don't know.
Jillian.
With Jillian. I looked at the Tapologies. I'm still leaning Verna, but I am giving Amanda Lemos a little bit more. Her Tapology is really nice. Her losses are really, really high-end UFC losses. She's fought for the title, didn't get stopped by Weili maybe a couple times. Maybe she got choked out and the ref didn't see it. But Lemos is a really high-level fighter to me. So that's a really high-level main event.
I agree. Here, I'm going to get him to come to me. Caesar, come here.
Dude, Brad Tavares. I agree, John. Brad Tavares.
Let's go back to the co-main. I think this fight.
Jeez, look at Sean. Sean's on it all the time.
I think this fight should be even money, personally. I think the lines are a little wider than they should be. I am leaning Park just because he's so well-rounded, and I feel like anytime he fights a guy that I think should smash him, he does better. He's a grinder. Like, he can out-grind guys, but Brad Tavares is a grinder too. He's got a hell of a chin, good takedown defense. Man, I feel like this should be a closer fight. So if you really need an underdog just for the value, I wouldn't hate Brad Tavares there. I'm leaning Park, but I think Tavares can absolutely grind out a split decision. Like, I could see this fight being really, really close. As for the main event, Dave.
Good point, Joe.
Since we last talked, hi, I love you too. Since we last talked, I'm higher on Verna now.
Really?
After going back and looking and like remembering that they're both 37, because I was thinking Verna was like vastly older than Lemos.
No.
And I think that there's something really important here, and that's that Lemos is willing to stay on her back and try to throw up submissions. And while she might be able to be dangerous there against some girls, I don't think she can be dangerous there against Verna. I think Lemos's way to win this fight is to get a knockout. I don't think she can win a decision over 5 rounds because her cardio, it can be a struggle.
It could be.
And I don't think she can sub her. So I feel like Lemos has to knock her out. And Verna's tough and she's really awkward. Tough. And when she pressures, she doesn't leave a lot of room. So if you're counting on being able to use your distance and counter striking, that's really hard to do against somebody who just flies towards you and shoots immediately. And that's what I expect Verna to do. And once she gets a hold of your legs, her chain wrestling and her grappling is just phenomenal. Yeah. So I think if Lemos can knock anybody out, but I'm really leaning Verna now after going back.
Like I said, when the fight was announced, and especially when it was the main event, the main event, you really look into it. I leaned Verna right away. I as a female, she's just the polar opposite of most of that division. Maybe the whole division, just the opposite.
Just women's fighting in general. Like
yes.
High level wrestling just doesn't pop up that often in female divisions.
It's like Verna and Elle Dawson.
We gotta address. Sean said oh wait, I clicked the wrong one. The puppy has grown so much. Dude, he's getting huge. He's like 25, 30 pounds now. He's a big baby. What
happens? Did you feed him the Chipotle bowls?
Honestly, probably.
I just have the best dinner ever. The best.
When you're starving, a Chipotle bowl slaps.
So good, guys.
If you haven't eaten in 8 hours, it's like
it was like 14 hours. I've been literally working all day long.
David, this is what traveling with David as a professional athlete is like. He's like, all right, it's 8 a.m. Let's have a coffee. Yes. He's like, that's not breakfast, Dave. That's not breakfast. He's like, let's have a coffee. And then in 6 hours, we'll have a snack. That's what traveling with Dave is like.
Very true.
Maybe a couple tacos.
I love tacos. Dude, me and Grant had the best card break we ever did yesterday. I got 1 pack left. We did so good. We had Evan Elder was on, so we had to run the last card. Like I said, guys, look how cool this card is. Grant's going to sign this. We're going to give this away. We got 1 pack left. So I want me and El to do it. Me and Grant were on fire. All right. We were in science class. He said we had the chemistry. You ready, El? You ready? Are we done with the card?
I am ready.
Okay. All right. We're going to do a little card break. A little fun Wednesday night card break.
We gotta pull up Joe's comment real quick.
Okay.
Joe, that's because Lupi can wrestle. She doesn't have to worry about that with Lemos. That's my thought on that. And it was successful too. She won that fight. I know it was close, but I think Lupi is a more well-rounded fighter than Lemos is. I think she's less dangerous on the feet, but more well-rounded. But that's my 2 cents on that. Carry on, Dave. Let's talk. Let's break some cards.
Hey, we saw Joe out there in Anaheim. Shout out to you, Joe.
Thank you for driving way too far for breakfast with us.
It was good breakfast. Good breakfast. Good meal. Fun meal. All right, here we go. First card. This female bantamweight is one of the pioneers of the sport and is a true legend.
Ronda?
Nope, her rival.
Ooh, which one?
Her main rival.
Miesha Tate.
Yes, there you go. This heavyweight is the guy I talking about who's going to be main eventing in 2 weeks versus Spivak with a bad haircut.
Bad haircut. Spivak.
He's like a grappler, wrestler, not from this country.
And he's the main event coming up?
Yeah, so bad.
When is that?
August 10th. Trying to look up his wins. My Wi-Fi is awful here, and my phone's this. Are you?
Give me more hints than bad haircut. And how am I forgetting who is freaking fighting him?
He's from Poland. He beat Romanov.
Oh, what's his name?
Yep.
I always mix him up with somebody else that's not him because they both have M names.
Yes, you're right.
Marcin.
Yes.
Tybura.
He's
Polish.
There we go. Wow. MMA legend, you and I saw him in Anaheim after the show.
MMA legend. We saw him in Anaheim after the show. Jorge Masvidal? Anthony Pettis.
We saw them all week. This legend we saw for 1 minute after the show. In the hallway.
Oh, BJ Penn. Boom.
This stud will fight if he has 4 months, 4 weeks, 4 days, or 4 hours.
Alexander Volkanovski.
That is horrible. No. This was the guy's speech. He said it after he did it.
Oh. Give me stats. I'm a stats person, Dave.
Oh my
why
God.
are you a quotes person?
This is the best hit I've ever gave. Oh my goodness.
I don't remember. Sounds like something.
He's a featherweight. He just fought on 4 hours notice.
Oh, Dan Ige. I'm sorry. You said 4 hours. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm slacking. I need to pick up the pace. I've got a puppy attacking my arm right now.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Right. I appreciate it. Carry on. I got this.
This fighter has the most wins in UFC welterweight history.
Most wins in UFC welterweight history. Is it currently in the UFC?
Yep.
Is it Usman?
Nope.
Who has the most?
Ian Gary just kicked his leg a lot.
Oh, Neil Magny. He has the most. Wow. He has been in the UFC a long time.
Forever.
Miller's a lightweight, Sean.
This so many different hints. I'm trying to give you a he's your favorite fighter. BMF.
You said he's my favorite fighter's favorite fighter?
He's everyone's favorite fighter's favorite
Justin Poirier.
Close. He just
Max
beat him.
Holloway.
Close. Just lost to him.
Justin Gaethje.
This fighter once was known as the like the baddest man on the planet, but now he doesn't fight anymore.
John Jones.
No. He went to another promotion.
Oh, Francis Ngannou.
At least Jones kind of fights.
Kind of.
We'll see. This is what I do. Where I get you at the stats, but this is the game, and this is I think why me and Grant are so good at it. All right, you ready for this one? You ready?
Okay.
This fighter had the greatest walkout in the history of the sport.
Greatest walkout?
Yeah. It was emotional. The music, the song, the people, the best walkout ever.
Walk out or walk back out? Like walk out to the cage or walk
both.
Back out of the cage?
Both.
Korean Zombie.
Yes, L. Dawson.
I've never cried before when somebody I didn't know retired from MMA.
No, I did too.
Until the Korean Zombie retired.
This is an L. Dawson special too. You've been telling me about this fighter for 4 years, and now he's starting to get his roses. He's a world champion right now.
Ilia Topuria.
Nope. You've been telling me he's the best at this division for 4 or 5 years, Dave. He just needs his shot. He's got it. He's a world champion, multiple-time defendant of his championship belt.
Who have I been talking about for 4 years?
Trains at Coconut Creek.
Oh, Pantoja. Heck yeah. Best in the world.
There you go.
I was like, I've been telling you for 4 years about Pantoja. I was like, I haven't even known Pantoja for 4 years. Maybe 2.
Okay, yeah. Maybe a little long. I'm sorry. Just before he was like world champion, you're like, Dave, he's the best flyweight in the world.
He's the best flyweight in the world. 100%.
Yeah. Let me see. This is a bad hint, but I'll see if I just saw a post about him. This guy has the busiest resume in UFC history.
Ooh.
The most active fighter in UFC history.
Is it Kevin Holland?
Oh my goodness, L. Dawson. Unbelievable.
Let's go.
Wow. This is a tough one. This guy just got out. Fight Bananas just made a post about Jillian Robertson being in the UFC 5 game. He was on that post with her. A
Carlos
bantamweight.
Gilbert? Oh, a
bantamweight.
bantamweight. I'm going to be completely honest. Oh, is it Jack Shore?
Yes, L. Dawson.
I'll be honest, I genuinely couldn't recognize the two guys on the left. I was like, that might be Jack Shore?
Yeah, Jack Shore, Kyler Phillips.
Kyler Phillips. Okay. Yeah, that one kind of looked like Kyler Phillips, but that was not the best resemblance that they've done. Dude, how good does Kayla's look? Kayla Harrison's character in the game looks freaking perfect.
Yeah. If you get this one on the hint, L, you will take Grant Dawson's at forever as the game picker.
I got Jack Shore, so.
This female fighter, she's a good fighter. Laura Senko said something about backing up that dump truck.
This is the hint? Seriously?
Yeah.
She's a good fighter.
Yeah.
What, heavier?
Yes.
Than flyweight?
Yes. She's a featherweight.
Oh.
And it was so viral.
Norma Dumont. He has the biggest booty. No, not Eileen Perez. Nobody wants to see that.
You are unbelievable. You are so good.
Norma Dumont has the biggest booty in the featherweight division. That is a stat is a real stat. I don't care what anybody says.
We have 3 cards left. All 3 of them are phenomenal. The first one kind of stinks because we already did him already. Your hint is he's a website.
He's a website? What?
He's a website.
He's a website. What? These suck, Dave.
Dude, these do not stink. Guys, people in the comments, please. What fighter has a website of him?
Has a website of himself? Yeah. Conor McGregor?
Nope. You go on it to see news and MMA. You just saw him a week ago.
Oh, BJ Penn. That was such a weird hit. There are so many BJ Penn stats that Dave could have given me, guys. He's from Hawaii.
2 left. Guys, Boxing Bananas will be live in 15 minutes. Appreciate it. Dude, this card is so sick. You're going to love this card. You ready?
All right.
Let's
go.
This guy is now a 2-time world champion. He's fought for championship belts in multiple weight classes, an all-time great.
Alex Pereira?
Nope. Lighter weight classes.
So he's fought for belts in 2 weight classes. Has he held a belt in 2 weight classes?
Kinda.
Max Holloway? That is a really cool card.
How cool is that card?
It looks like something you would get out of your cereal box in the 90s.
Dude, we'll give this card away for free. We don't want it.
That's so cool.
Last card.
Why are you smiling? Is it Grant?
Close. Close.
So it's somebody I know.
This person could be in your corner when you fight.
Thiago Alves.
Close.
Mike Brown.
There you go.
Let's go.
How cool is that?
Head coach right there. Let's go.
Dude, we got to get him back on the show.
Yeah, we do. Mike's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, have you watched his documentary yet? Guys, if you have not seen it yet, Anatomy of a Fighter has done a documentary on my coach, Mike Brown. It's freaking awesome. It's on YouTube. Just go look it up. It's about the dude who's coached the most champions ever.
How long is it?
I don't remember.
But it's great.
Long. Yeah, it's really cool. You should definitely all check it out. It's you got to have some time to sit down and watch it. Like, make sure you take the time.
You know how Anik and Florian has Ray Longo on every show as the coach?
Yeah.
We should do Mike
We
Brown.
need Mike Brown on every show.
Mike Brown Monster Minute. Mike Brown.
The Mike Brown minute.
The Mike Brown.
Mikey Brown, as Joanna would call him.
Does she really call him Mikey
She
Brown?
calls him Mikey Brown.
Wow, what a legend, dude! Only Joanna, the BMF, can get away with that. Crazy. All right, dude. I got guys. I've seriously. This is like my 6th live show I've done in the last 18 hours. I'm done. My family's coming in tomorrow. You will not see me on a live for 4 or 5 days. We will be live, Elle and I together, for a little PFL Media Day next week. We'll be live for that, so that's cool.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see everyone. Oh, Ben and Bananas next Wednesday night. And then I'm going to say it right now. We have a special show we're going to do Wednesday night after Ben and Bananas, an Island Fights 84 preview show. Multiple guests, a lot of fun stuff, a live show, really cool artwork is being made. And then that Saturday night, next Saturday night, we have a really cool, fun show, fun announcement we'll make. I'm saving it because I want to. So there you go.
This the announcement?
Sean, you'll be very happy.
All right, well, I won't say it yet.
You could say it. You do whatever you want.
So the next UFC watch along will be, drum roll, UFC 304 with the Dawsons. So Grant and myself will be hosting the watch along, and Caesar will definitely make some appearances because he'll be being a crackhead as per usual. So you might see some ATT training partners hanging out. Nasty Nate, maybe Dakota Bush, Francis Marshall. Some of the crew might swing by the stream for a little bit, hang out in our house. Are you chewing on my fingers?
And I was told this. I'm not too sure if this is documented, but I was told, we do giveaways. I give out like shirts and hats. Grant is doing so good in his fighting career. He's going to be giving out $100 bills. I heard. I'm not too sure.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I might have to veto that as his wife.
All right. Damn, should be very interesting. Yeah, guys, we will be live with the Dawsons in their house next Saturday night. That's for UFC 304. A very cool artwork has been made. It's all being put up because Wow Wipes. Isn't that great stuff for Elle, right? Wow Wipes for women?
Wow Wipes. Workout wipes for ladies, honestly, for guys too, because y'all are stinky. But they are sponsoring the watch along, so we'll be doing some fun giveaways with them as well.
There we go. Elle Dawson, you're the best. I'll talk to you in 4 minutes. All right, friend?
Shout out Productive Apparel as well. Thank you for your support. Appreciate it. HKA, go use the Bananas 20 promo code for 20% off your HKA order.
Gee whiz. This Fight Bananas thing, this thing is starting to work.
I'm getting bit here. Are you done?
All right, guys. Have a great night, guys. Go watch UFC Vegas 94 Saturday. It's free on ESPN+. Cheers. We'll see everyone next time. Boxing Banana starts in around 10 minutes. See you guys then.